Welcome back to the show. We are certainly familiar with the importance of local sports and helping promote local sports and really highlighting some of the fantastic people, you know, when it comes to the athletes and those working with the athletes. And that's why we're so happy to have our next guest on. He is the Executive Director of Ottawa Sports Pages. Dan Plouffe joins me. Dan, welcome to the show and happy anniversary, 10-year anniversary. This is a big one for you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Yeah, very exciting milestone for us.
Dan, for those not familiar with Ottawa Sports Pages, tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I suppose your viewers watching Rogers TV would have a good sense of what we do on a normal basis. Of course, now with COVID, sports are only kind of starting to return, but we cover high schools, universities, community, and elite amateur sport, Olympics. And those are really the levels that don't receive a ton of attention in the mainstream media. So our job is really to provide a voice for the local sports community at the grassroots level. We do that with our newspaper, just published our 10th anniversary edition here.
Nice.
And we've got our website, ottawasportspages.ca, and an email newsletter as well, too. So a little bit of taste of modern on top of the old newsprint.
Well, and Dan, I mean, really exciting for the athletes themselves. I mean, you must get feedback from, you know, the athletes and, of course, you know, parents and coaches. How important is it in the community to have a voice like this?
Absolutely. I mean, this is our bread and butter. This is what we do. We love telling those stories, and there's so many passionate people who put in so much time to their sports. Athletes, of course, who do a lot of training, but also the volunteers that drive the sports community, the coaches, everyone involved. And that's definitely the best thing that we've got to experience through the years is just telling all those stories. There's so many out there, and if you're not used to taking a look for them, you might not get to hear a lot of those stories. So that's a big thing for us.
You had a big celebration. Of course, I know you're going to continue that celebration, but tell us about the big celebration you recently had.
Absolutely, yeah. So we had a really great day a couple weekends ago at Rideau Sports Center, where we had an in-person event where people were able to see each other. We were outdoors most of the time, and luckily the weather held for us. But you know, there were a lot of community sports groups that celebrated 50 years like last year, and you know, we were all stuck at home. So we were very lucky to get our community together to that. Had amazing speakers and local Paralympians, Patrice Dagenet and Brianna Hennessy. They both told their very personal stories of their paths. Well, number one, the tragic accidents that they had that obviously changed their lives, but then how they came back in sport and found new life through the opportunities that parasport had. And Patrice, now a three-time Paralympian. Brianna, during COVID, she decided to try paddling. She was a wheelchair rugby player before that, but then, you know, couldn't practice as a team, and suddenly, boom, within a year, qualified for the Paralympics in Tokyo.
My God.
So that's an example of the great stories that we tell.
Yeah, just, I mean, what an incredible athlete. You know, I can't even imagine that. I like to think I'm a pretty good athlete, but to get to that level is just amazing. Are you continuing the celebration throughout the year? What other plans do you have, Dan?
Yeah, right now the thing that we're doing is we've got top 10 lists that we're going to run for the rest of the year. So that'll look back on some of the great sports moments that we've had the privilege of covering over the years. So for instance, our first list was international multi-sport game triumph. So looking at a lot of those big moments. This past summer was number one on that list, Vanessa Gilles winning with Team Canada women's soccer team and the penalty kicks. And oh, my heart still gets going from that. And yeah, we're going to continue with other things of that nature through the year.
Nice. Dan, funding is incredibly important to you. If people are looking to help out, what's the best way?
Absolutely. That was the other exciting thing. At our 10th anniversary celebration, we kicked off the Ottawa Sports Pages Fund in collaboration with the Ottawa Community Foundation. So what that has allowed us to do is we now issue tax receipts for any contributions that are given, and the Ottawa Community Foundation matches those contributions. So that was a program that they created, recognizing that the media industry has really had a tough go, and this was before COVID. Of course, it's certainly not gotten any better since then, but just to give voices to that aren't heard as often, and to give greater diversity of voices in the media, and to be able to keep telling stories like we have for the past 10 years, and we want to do it for much longer too.
Well, we couldn't agree more here at Rogers TV. Dan, congratulations on 10 successful years, and here's to the next 10. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more right after this.